guys. All right, guys, we are live for our third episode of the DC Infinite Hour. As always, we have Brad, the DC Universe Geek, Rob, D Toys, and I'm Ahsoka the Geek. I saw some comments with people saying like, "Hey, we know Brad. Who are those two other guys?" So Brad, me and Rob, we're heavier on Instagram, guys. If you guys go on Instagram, you'll find us there.
Let me explain to everyone who you guys are.
There you go,
First
Brad.
of all, they're both very chill dudes. We've talked
you.
quite a lot. They're men of good humor and men of good taste, and they're both DC fans, so you know that you're safe in their hands.
Absolutely.
If you haven't checked out Jay's reviews for his figures, and this isn't just like me plugging a friend, honestly, he has the most chill reviews on all of YouTube.
Stop it.
I feel like putting on my Hawaiian shirt every time I watch your reviews and just like sitting back with iced tea or a beer.
Oh gosh.
You know. So yeah, and they both do Instagram pictures. Now Rob, his Instagram is fire. His shots could be product shots. Absolutely.
They should,
if you're not following these two, you're missing two fantastic DC photographers.
And listen, we don't need to explain who Brad, the DC Universe Geek, is. I mean,
hey, and Ahsoka, congratulations, 50K.
Hey, guys, thank you. It's not about the numbers, but it is. I mean, Sally doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But it's very cool. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into the show, guys. Let's get into the show. Let's say hello to the chat. See, Roland's there, Razal Ghul, Joshua, BA. We got some people in the chat, about 23 people watching. So let's go into this week's episode of the Infinite Hour. I think first, guys, and Brad, I want you to talk about it, but this is your idea. Yeah. Why don't we talk about the book club? Let's talk about the book club.
The book club. Okay, so we all know what a book club is, right? Everyone reads the same book.
I've never been in a book club, but I guess I know what it is, sort of.
I've never been in one either. This is my first one, but I've seen lots of sitcoms and shows where people are in a book club.
Exactly.
We're all essentially going to read the same book, and then we're going to come back and we're going to chat about it together and share our thoughts and our insights. And really, it's just about hype for that particular story, because we're going to pick each individual story, and we're not going to pick ones that we think suck. We're going to pick our favorite stories, which makes the book club even cooler, because a lot of book clubs, you're reading stuff where you don't really know what it is, and it could be trash or it could be good. We're always going to pick good stuff. So currently what the three of us are reading for this book club is we're actually rereading, going through the entire Batman Hush saga. You got the brand new one.
I did.
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, and it's Boku
nice?
Bucks.
Oh, dude, even the cover, the actual
fantastic,
really nice.
So what are the added pages?
I haven't gone there yet. I'll let you know when I get there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'll try to scan it.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna do just to finish it up so they know what's happening.
Yeah, go for it.
We're currently reading Batman Hush, the three of us. We're gonna talk about that next week as part of the cast, and then the idea is after we've reviewed it, then we'll reveal which book we're going to be reading next.
Yeah.
So anyone that wants to jump in and reread Hush with us and add into the chat their thoughts and ideas on the book, you're welcome to do so. That's why it's the book club. And we don't know what we're going to read next because we haven't even gotten that far ahead. Right now, it's Batman Hush.
Ooh, we
so
already
jump
have
in there, pick a copy up, and read that mother. I can't say the F word.
No.
Read that mother fluffer.
And you guys have actually 2 weeks. The next week's Thanksgiving for us Yanks over here. So
American Thanksgiving. Yeah.
There you go. Yes. So in about 2 weeks, you guys can join us. And as Brad mentioned, we will be discussing Hush. And I've already heard some feedback from these two guys. I just squash that. We got to save it for the content, guys. What are we doing
hard.
here? You know, don't talk to each other. You can only talk during the show. That's it.
You're reading something you really like, and it's really hard not to talk about it.
And the art's just phenomenal.
But we should we should do a wives version of this at some point where we make our wives read this and they have to talk about it. You know,
I thought of that.
Well,
I said
I think Beth would, because she's a avid book reader. So
yeah,
and you know what? Great comic book stories, I think, arguably, are better than many novels.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just not in the novel. You have to describe the setting and all that kind of stuff. The comic just gives you that. But the amount of depth you can go into with a comic, I mean, there's a reason why Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns and Alan Moore's The Watchmen are classified as some of the best works of literature ever.
And they
Because
are.
they are, right?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think Hush is pretty much in there.
Quick question from Roland. New story pages or just pinups? It's actually new story pages, Roland. Jeff, is it Jeff or Jeff? Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee added
Loeb.
it's like literally 3 pages, like 3 or 4 pages. I'm looking at them. They're pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know if it's worth triple dipping. This is like my 4th copy of this.
Wow.
So, but yeah, there's a few new pages.
And for those who don't want to dish it out, there are ways. I mean, just look up online. You can find it for free digitally if you want to read it that way.
Yeah, just be careful. I used to read Comic Online. I used to use that a lot more.
Yeah.
And it went from like just having a few pop-ups to like really racy pop-ups at the side
Oh,
to like now every time you click on something, no less than 2 pages will pop up, 2 new pages, and you have to keep closing them. And it's like, it's such a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I can't really complain because it's kind of like a little bit shady. So I kind of get what I get here, but yeah.
But I mean, of course, always try to support your local comic book store as well if you're able to. You know what I mean?
What's up, Jesus?
You know?
He said, "What's up, Brad?" Hey, you want to answer just a few of these quick questions because there's not very many. I just want to like, get through them.
Yeah,
there was one at the beginning.
All right, all the way back to the beginning.
What's my favorite Mezco wish? What's my Mezco wish list?
There it is.
Go
for it, Brett.
I don't. You know what? Honestly, I think that Mezco has pretty much delivered everything. Maybe a redone Flash. I'd like a redone Flash.
Yeah.
Where there's more red. I think that would be cool. More Barry-like and less Wally-like. I think that would be my number one. And then I don't know. I mean, they've pretty much done all the characters I really wanted to. Martian Manhunter for sure.
I mean, I will say like
Black Canary.
Dr. Fate being my favorite
Black
Mezco,
Canary.
and that's one I didn't even think about them doing. So like, they're so they can be really creative.
The only thing about that Dr. Fate, I'm looking back at it, is I wish that it was. I feel like there could have been a better way to do the head, so that you could articulate it, like to move it, look down and all around. Because I feel like the piece in the chest and they could have done a separate piece in the head so that it's not all one cylinder.
That's true. You're right. You can't
too
much.
Yeah. I can't remember if I mentioned that in my review or not.
Next question.
Though.
What makes the perfect Superman figure? Ooh. What are your top 3 figures of the Man of Steel?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna let one of you guys go first on this one.
All right, I'll go first. I think my favorite. Oh, I took a picture of it today, actually. This is probably my favorite. This is from DC Direct.
Yeah. Great figure.
Alex Ross, Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
I mean, this
first
is just
version. That's not as good.
Yeah, this is the second version. That's a lot better. You know.
See, I like that one better than the first Kingdom Come version for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So
the first one looks like my dad when he was young.
It's got the weird head chopped off too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say this is my number one. The other ones.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's so hard to think. Like, there's so many. There's a lot.
Rapid fire.
Oh, Mafex. The Mafex Dark Knight Returns Superman is definitely it's getting up there, man. I gotta say, it's getting up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are my 2 so far. Rob, you go next.
For me, the McFarlane Hush. I love the colors and the S on the back.
Yep.
The color does it for me. That blue is just perfect. Like that's the quintessential blue. The metallic New 52 from DC Direct.
Yes.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say the OG DC Direct.
Oh, the first
version? 21 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 21? The one missing a layer of abs.
Yeah. It's 4.
The one that came out with Doomsday and Eradicator.
Yeah.
It's missing a layer of abs.
One,
they cut off a layer of abs compared to the original one they showed us. Yeah. I know what you're.
I like that one because it just has that John Byrne style. Like
yeah.
I love that.
And yet the John Byrne figure they did, which was in that box set, the head sculpt did not look like John Byrne's work at all.
I like it. I mean, I'm glad they tried. It's almost there. Like the hair. It's not.
They nailed John Byrne, I think, by mistake. I think almost nailed John Byrne by mistake with their Secret Files Clark Kent figure.
Oh yeah.
Right. That was the head sculpt that I like. That was my go-to favorite custom head sculpt.
I'm gonna grab it
for
off
years.
the shelf and only let me grab
For years.
it real quick. Ah.
So while he's grabbing that, my favorite 3 Superman figures, vanilla. Yeah, that's classic.
Yeah.
That's a classic figure.
It's almost Christopher Reeves looking as well, right?
Almost
like,
Christopher Reeve. Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
I got a couple of those glasses on shelves, just so I don't lose them. They're like right in plain sight.
I lost Superboy's
there.
glasses, you know?
Yeah.
Right,
I don't have that figure, but I got glasses. So for me, I can't put them in an order. I just can't. But the 3 in the same level, I would have to say that it's pretty much the same as these fellas here. I really like McFarlane's take on the Hush Superman. Not so keen on the angry head sculpt, but if bump my mic, with a little bit of custom work, right? You'd like a regular head on there, and I think like Rob was saying, that blue is perfect, and I love the red. Yeah. So I would say that is definitely up there. And then Mezco's take on Superman.
Oh yeah,
the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah,
love that figure. I definitely think that the Hush version is way up there, but I just wish the yellow on that figure was more yellow, right, and less like that subdued yellow that they chose. So that's 2. Let me
nothing for Mattel, boys. Nothing for Mattel.
Well, Mattel is classic. Like, it'll always have a special place in my heart, but. Yeah. I would love to pick like the unreleased light blue Superman. I've got a few of those, but that's not an actual real official figure. Right? It never saw a production run. Let me see. Looking around.
Just while we're on this topic about
Superpower Superman figure.
Oh, that's a nice one. The colors are fantastic.
Yeah, so that would be my general top 3 right now. It's always changing because we still have the Mezco still has to come out in January.
Why do you think they keep doing angry Superman? Like, why is that a thing? Like, it feels like everyone does.
People want badass Superman. That's why.
Do they though? I feel like everyone
companies want badass. Fans want Boy Scout. I think.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Or at least give us like the alternate head with a smile. Even like Mafex, like he's not too angry. At least he's got like, just give him a smile.
Stern. Well, that's what Mezco's doing, right? They got like 6 heads total that are coming. They got a stern face, an angry face, a smirking face. I can't even. Yeah, heat vision, of course. See, everyone does the angry, and everyone does the heat vision, which is fine. Yeah. But yeah, give us the one face that makes us remember the number one trait of Superman is his compassion and love. So that's got to be a comforting face. Yeah.
All right, let's go into. So we'll come back to the questions. We have a few more topics we got to get through, but let's do that. So one, I didn't mention to you guys earlier that we definitely got to talk about Mr. Kevin Conroy.
Man. Yeah, that is sad.
So instead of talking, he's tragic. He's young. Like, you know what I mean? It's just,
he was 66 or 67.
66, man. Like, come on. He still has so much life left in him, and more movies to make, and seemed like just a great guy. Like, you never heard a negative thing about him, right? Like,
he seemed genuinely nice, right? He seemed like a genuinely nice guy when he talked to people. Like, no one ever really said. I never heard anyone say anything negative about him.
Nope. So I guess in his honor, we were going to come up with our favorite Kevin Conroy. And guys in the chat, please participate. What's your favorite episode or favorite Kevin Conroy role? He doesn't have to be the animated. He did the movies. He did so much. But like, what comes to mind when you think about Kevin Conroy?
That's a good question.
I'll go first. I have one ready. I think Mask of the Phantasm for me. I think that's like his most. Seeing it in the theater, because I'm old, I think we all are on this in the stream. So to see it at that age, like at the height of animated Batman, right?
Yeah, Bruce Timm style. Like, he got to be the like a sad Bruce, an angry Bruce. You got to fall in love in that movie. You know what I mean? It was like the most personal Batman story. So, some good ones from the chat. It was a great work of art. It was a great work of art. I remember watching that and thinking that's top tier. It came out in the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I remember
and
watching the
most of them
HBO
don't.
making of before I went to see it in the theater.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't have HBO.
No, me neither.
I never saw that. I'd actually kind of like to see that. I bet you it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is.
The Great Ghost. Looks like we're getting a lot of Great Ghosts.
Adjusting my mic. Are you? I don't want to cut you off. Are you?
I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm sorry. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. All right. So do you want to go, Rob, or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay. To everyone watching, we're still learning not to cut each other off. We're trying to be very, Okay. So for me, the favorite role in general, obviously, is going to be the animated cartoon. And the first season when it first came out was the one that I watched every episode as it came out. As soon as I got home, I'd watch it. I loved it. And he was a voice for Batman that I'd never heard before, right? Because when we were kids, the voice we all heard was Adam West in the cartoons. Super Friends, it was very Adam West-esque, even if it wasn't him. And then Michael Keaton was Batman when I was a kid, and his voice was very different than what Kevin did.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this animated show comes up and it's the perfect voice.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. And I was like, wow, that is it. He nailed it. He nailed that voice. So I would come back every week, not just to watch my favorite hero, Batman, but I really loved his voice portrayal, his audio portrayal of Batman, because it was the most it's just so badass, so tough sounding, so dark. And so that would be my favorite, like, overall portrayal. But if I had to pick one thing that would be my favorite for him, honestly, I love playing the Arkham games and hearing his voice, right? Because not only can I hear his voice when he does the cutscenes, but I got to be him a little bit too.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that would be my favorite, the Arkham games. My favorite portrayal of his. Yeah. Your turn, Rob.
My turn. Yeah, I remember in '92, I think, is when it first came out, and it was like the same year as Batman Returns. So we had like Keaton, and then in the summer or September, it was the animated. So it was kind of cool to see the two different takes. The Phantasm definitely up there. It's funny because like my favorite episodes are usually the ones that are like two-parters for villains, like Feet of Clay, The Heart of Ice, and the Two-Face. But I think I prefer the newer style than the older style, just because I love the suit with the black, all the black, like the New Adventures.
Oh yeah,
the redesign.
The redesign
couches.
Yeah, and
he played
Over
it
the Edge
too. Yeah,
Over the Edge was probably my favorite episode. I think it still is my favorite episode out of the entire run.
I can't believe you know episode names. I watched pretty much all of them, but I can't remember what any of the friggin' names were. I just never paid attention as a kid. I was like, oh, there's, I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
Batman's on, woo, and that was as far as it went.
Yeah.
I remember a handful of them. Not like Rob though. He's got a good memory.
Yeah, you got a memory like a steel trap. Remember that kind of stuff. Side note, did either of you guys pick up the Blu-ray with like every episode of Batman the Animated Series on it?
No, I have HBO, so I didn't know if it was worth it or not.
Yeah, I picked that up last year. Every
and
episode.
I have like the not the Blu-ray, what are they called? DVDs.
The DVD box set?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember that came out when Blockbuster Video was still open. I remember seeing that on the shelves in Blockbuster way back in the day.
Yeah.
Darn. That's OG. That's OG.
Well, hey, cheers to Mr. Kevin Conroy. Rest in peace.
Yep. And pour one out for him.
Exactly. And just from the chat, man, I think what a guy. I don't think anyone's no one has surpassed him with doing Batman.
No.
I mean, there's been some good ones, but no one's surpassed him. I had to stop talking while Rob. I'm
sorry. I'm pouring a little bit.
That was great timing right there. That was beautiful timing.
Could you hear it like pouring into the cup?
Yes, it was great.
That's awesome.
You're making me thirsty.
Sorry, it's Canadian. It's called Bareface whiskey. It's not so good. It's
Dude.
We bought it from someone who like cornered us when we went into the liquor store.
Next
she was
time
like, I haven't made a sale yet.
Hey.
So you're saying next time you're gonna?
Next time we are gonna drink together on this,
Ooh,
and everyone in the chat too. All right, guys, let's go on. Let's bring in some toy news. Let's talk about Flashpoint, Aquaman, and Arkham Riddler. Let me go ahead.
Can we bring in Deadman too?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Deadman. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So we're going to take a look at Toy Shiz's page. Toy Shiz has everything.
That guy's the bomb.
He's the best, man.
Bomb diggity.
Let's scroll down to...
He's a workhorse. I don't know how he managed to put up so much content.
No kidding.
He have, like, 7 arms?
He's a one-man show.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start off with the Riddler, but that's what I found first on the page. Thoughts, gentlemen, thoughts?
I like it. Even if we never get a Riddler, like a comic Riddler, which I obviously hope we do. I always want comic versions of all of them. I want the Ginger Riddler comic version. Right? Ginger representation. Gingers unite. This one could still very easily, just like the Penguin, if he never makes a Penguin figure, the Arkham Penguin, both of these figures could very easily sub in as your basic, Gotham villains, Batman villains. So far I like it. I mean, we can only see it from the waist up.
Yeah. Beautiful picture, by the way.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Love it. Rob, what are your thoughts, Rob?
Yeah, my takes like on non-comic figures. Like comic figures are my favorite. Video games, I'm wishy-washy with. Like, I love the design. Like, I love the look. I love the video games. It's just I don't know if I need it, but I'll probably end up picking it up anyway.
You know what? You'll see it on the shelf.
Yeah. I mean, the Wonder Woman and Batman that I have is great. I haven't picked up Penguin or Raish yet, but
you're missing out, man.
I will probably, Rob.
I'll get around to that for sure.
It's a great design. I think you're a fan of the game. It's great, but I would prefer a classic, looking Riddler.
I think that's because we're comic fans, right?
Yeah, because I didn't collect any of the DC Direct video game figures other than Batman. That's it.
I didn't do very many of those either. I couldn't afford to, so I got a few. I probably got about, I don't know, all across all the games, probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 across all the games, which really isn't that much actually by comparison.
All right, let's move on to the...
Are you gonna do Aquaman? Or are you gonna do Deadman?
You pick, Brad.
Well, if I could pick, I would actually, even though I like the character of Deadman better than Flashpoint Aquaman, I want to talk about Aquaman because of the collectible and the back of the box.
Lead it off, sir.
Well, as far as that version of Aquaman, it makes sense that we're getting it because we do have, the Thomas Wayne Flashpoint Batman, who is not even technically part of just Flashpoint anymore. Like he's technically part of the main universe. Like right now, his entire universe is inside of a snow globe, so it's been preserved. So they can utilize him whenever they want. He's just too popular of a character to leave on the shelf. However, this version of Aquaman, I know that there's probably some people who really like this version. He's very no nonsense, very brutal, a brutal version of Aquaman. A lot of reuse of parts,
absolutely,
faux shizzle, but I'm excited to see him because seeing him lets me know that I can complete or largely complete the characters from Flashpoint, at least the ones that were more important to me.
Yeah.
Because you can also sub in, your Reverse Flash into this, right?
Yeah.
That we already have. And then the fact that we have this collectible cyborg, if that C on his chest there is only painted on, I'm getting the acetone and a Q-tip. The C is coming off, and I'm going to have a basic. You can sub this in for a regular comic cyborg, right?
Absolutely.
And so that's another positive. And then the back of the box. Can we see the back of the box there, Jay?
I don't know if it didn't. Let me go back.
That's just his?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when you look at the listing, you can see the back of the box. and there's all the different characters, and I'm like, Wonder Woman's got to be one for sure. Has to be.
I hope she comes with Mira's head as an accessory.
Would he do that? Would he
man.
do that though? Because it's going to be. What
And we
kind
got
of
a
he did
Juice
that
Zone.
though? No guns, but you could come with a head.
That would be
Right?
badass. Somebody
It would be,
who does like custom work has gotta like have like a head like where she's holding it.
Oh, you know that someone did a Superman head that was getting held. So yeah, if there's money in it, and then I believe, like, I really hope we get a classic Barry Flash.
Yes, that's what I want probably more than anything is a classic Barry.
Yeah, because then we can work to complete our pre-New 52, pre-Flashpoint Justice League as well.
I do feel like the Superman would be easy to do with Jonathan Kent's body.
Yeah, with this body.
Or that right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That'd be like low hanging fruit for them to do.
The scrawny buck.
Now, I love
There
this
you go.
this Aquaman. I think the head sculpt is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm actually the most excited about the Trident just because it's the New 52 Trident.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer that over like the one that came with the regular one.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of that. In fact, I have like well, it's not that exact, but it's the
Shit. Dude, that's awesome.
Thing. So I have this setting over here. But
I got the same one. Is it from what is it? I did review it on the channel years ago.
Rubies, I think it is.
No, not Rubies.
Like
okay, different one. I got a different one.
Yeah, it came silver and then I just spray painted it gold.
I was so tempted to spray paint mine gold because today I moved it from my office. I used to have a sword hanging above my mantelpiece in my fireplace. Yeah. I took the sword down and I've hung Aquaman's trident. But on the way, I was like, should I paint this gold? I'm like, nah, I'll caulk it up and the gold paint will start peeling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I at one point I wanted to do like a trophy room with like a lasso and yellow boots and stuff like that.
You are a man after my own heart, Rob.
Yeah, so I have the cape, but
the cape you have, is that the official DC Direct one, or is that?
It's the 75 years, so it has that logo on the back. They were giving them out for
still
free,
amazing.
But yeah, it's still a cape, right?
Yeah.
So,
Brad, you have I'm sorry,
Brad,
you have the you have the DC Direct Superman cape, right?
No, for my props, like I have a cape, but it was actually part of a Halloween costume.
Okay.
So when I dressed up in that fake muscle suit, when I was much thinner, I can't fit it now. But anyway, I just tucked that. It was like just a costume shop cape.
Gotcha.
And it was actually like, you Velcroed around your neck. And I'm like, blasphemy. Yeah. You don't use Velcro to put your cape. You tuck it into your shirt. So that's what I did. I tucked it into the shirt and wore it like that all night. But no, the only props that I have that are real, I've got the Batarang and the grapnel launcher, both Keatons. Yeah. I've got the Batman utility belt with the pouches.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Again, I'm now too fat to wear it.
Hey, we don't judgment, Brad.
I can't use
winter. It's winter. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of props, what do you guys think about the NECA props? Were they the NECA props that you have, Brad? The Keaton?
Yeah. They're good. I reviewed them. They seem like firm. Like obviously you wouldn't want to chuck the Batarang, but it looks great. Yeah. And the same thing with that grapnel launcher with this back grapple. It's like you get even fires, like it shoots.
Oh wow.
It doesn't have a long string. It's like that long, but it's fun to shoot at people that don't realize it's not going to go that far, and they go, ah! Yeah, and I got the lantern. That's the other prop I got. I got like the actual.
I have a lantern.
Yeah, and you put the ring in front of it. I
wanted a lantern. I wanted the black lantern from DC Direct.
Oh yeah,
it's like crazy expensive now.
Yeah.
So,
but one thing is, I agree with Brad. Like, I think the body for Cyborg is going to be good, but I think it's going to be a little too big. Like,
well, it is.
If you look at the body proportions, it's going to be like almost like the size of Lobo, or if not larger.
You're right.
It is going to be big. Yeah. And the thing is, he was large in Flashpoint, but not that large.
Right.
But I just close my eyes and pretend. The thing is, he'll do another Cyborg. Like if he's done a character once.
Yeah.
I've learned he'll do it
again.
Well,
this is technically 2, right?
Right.
Yeah. The animated.
Yeah. Superman.
I guess the third, but he did this. Yeah, the Justice League one, the Snyder.
Yeah, you're right. 4, if you can.
Yeah. Oh.
Isn't there 2? Two
Yeah.
versions of that.
Oh yeah, there are 2 versions.
Gee, okay, well there you go. See, if he does a character, he like quite often will do it again if it's like a
Yeah.
main character.
Yeah, but this one is like I'm really excited for.
So
I
I
just
will
don't
say,
like that logo on the side, the emblem.
nah, it's very forced logo. I feel like with
Get the acetone.
I will say though, leading us into a tangent topic. For me, I love this figure, and it is going to make me double dip because I do have the DC Direct Flashpoint
Yeah.
Aquaman, but this is superior. You know, this
Double
is way
Double
more
dipping on the double dipping. Yeah.
exactly.
Well, Deadman, I'm going to double dip on for sure. I don't have
Oh,
that
yeah.
version of Aquaman, but Deadman is a great. He's a great character. Underused.
It would be my
underutilized.
first Deadman for sure.
Okay, well, the DC Direct Brightest Day one, if you can grab that one too, that's a
That's a
great
great one.
version of the character.
Yeah. I love this plain style. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it
That's the
doesn't have a
naked
lot
buck.
of detail, but that's fine. That's
That's the naked buck from Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. I knew they were going to do that.
Though. I can't see.
I think it looks like it. I don't know. Those could be the lower half of the legs. Like the boots could be from Kyle Rayner, maybe the first one, because it looks like more than just a band around the top, which is what the first, like what Blue Beetle and Booster Gold had. They have a band around the top.
Yeah.
I think I read in one of my comments that his head is like the Night King. Is that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that true? Like, what do you guys think?
Maybe
From,
they used
Game
it
of
as
Thrones?
a basis.
I don't know who the Night King is.
From Game of Thrones, it was.
Oh, that's why I don't know.
Oh, Brad.
I never watched that show. I was going to get into it, and then I heard it ended poorly, and I was like, nope.
Oh, dude,
Don't want to be let down.
It's worth watching, Brad. It's.
Well, I think as I've watched some of it, my mom and dad were watching it, and I was like, there's lots of sex scenes. Like, it's so weird that you guys are watching this show, and there's
there's sex scenes, there's incest. It's a show, man. It's a show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, I haven't watched it yet.
Back to Deadman. Back to Deadman. But I guess, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna get it, obviously, but now it's gonna be my like 4th Deadman figure, and like, is that even a different like version of him? Because he really doesn't have different versions of him.
Oh, I think this is where we're different as collectors, because I'm like, if I'm into a line, right, then I'm all in. Like I bought pretty much all of the DC icons. I bought all of the DC essentials, and even the offshoot, which was the Watchmen. So like, if I like a new figure form, then I just buy it again. Like, I'm just happier than a pig in the mire to be like, oh, another Deadman, cool. I got one here and one here, but I'll just have another one. Like, I do know people that just have 1 or 2 of each character, but I can't.
I do it purely for space, right? Like over there, Exhibit A, all those crates.
Yes.
Like if I'm going to buy a figure that I know is going to be stored away, because I already have another version that I like on the shelf.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying to, not successfully, mind you, but I'm trying to draw some sort of line.
Do you rotate?
Nah, I mean, I would like to, but I'm just too lazy to. Like,
I'll rotate occasionally.
Yeah.
Like if I get bored of looking at something for a while, I'll be like, oh, put those away and bring something else out.
Yeah.
You know.
How much stuff do you have in storage, Brad? Like figures, out of curiosity.
You know the boxes for the DC World's Finest Collection?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of those boxes.
Okay. Well, that's I mean, those aren't huge boxes though.
No, but I mashed the figures in there.
Yeah.
Really well. And they're all like by what they are, right? So one is just Spin Master, like one is like Arkham verse figures and stuff like that. Total Justice. So
I shouldn't have sold my Total Justice figures.
I thought about buying them back, but I'm
sad
like,
deep right here.
Yeah.
So Brad, for you, if you're in on the line, you don't care if you have a version of the figure, you will pick it up.
Oh yeah. Because it's a new figure form. Right? You get to pose them all. Like I'm happier than a pig in the mire over there, having all those figures all posed together. You know, and truth be told, when McFarlane is done with the license, let's say he lasts another year or 2, and then they decide to give another company the line, they could release all pretty much the same characters, and I will buy them again.
Okay. I
I'll
mean,
just
I'm
buy
not
'em all
far off
again.
from that. Rob, where do you stand on this issue of Double?
I stand exactly with Brad. Like, um,
We're
if
junkies.
if somebody's gonna do it, I'm like, I want 50 versions of the same figure. Like, that's
That's
just how I
exactly
am.
it.
Like, I have He-Man, and I collect just mainly the He-Mans. So
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
every version of He-Man, and it's like, do I need another one? No, but it's a
Yes.
different He-Man.
Yes. No, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
So,
this.
I mean,
Would you like a frozen banana?
oh,
No,
and
but I want a
Spider-Man.
regular banana later. So yes. So you just take it.
And like Spider-Man, like now I don't have all of them, but I have quite a lot of the same. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my rule does stop with Batman and Superman, because I literally have hundreds, and I will buy every Superman
Yep.
that is made.
that's like
and
for me
Batman.
and Aquaman and
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
It's like I have no choice. I have to. You know.
I have like an Aquaman shrine over there.
Now, how are you guys though with, like, say you've bought a figure, okay? So, for example, you've bought a figure, right?
Mhm.
And then you're like, yeah, I really like this figure. This is really great. And then so you're like, well, I want to get another one. I don't want to buy out everything locally. I want to leave some for my fellow local collectors. So you're like, I'll order one off Big Bad Toy Store. And then maybe a week later, you're walking through Walmart and you go, oh, they're still there. Oh, buy another one. So you end up with like if I really like a figure, like I
Yeah.
probably had like 9 Action Comics 1000 Superman figures that I've
Oh
bought.
wow.
Well, no. Like I use a lot of them for customizing.
Yeah.
Got a
No,
few in
I
the
get it
box.
because that's what I did with the Rebirth Superman. I bought like 3 of those, I think,
Yeah.
for custom or something.
Yeah, same thing. And the Hush Superman is like that for me now.
Yeah.
It's like
I
I'm
think
a-
if you
I'm
give
a-
it a week, you're okay. Like if it's a week later and it's still there,
Yeah.
morally you're fine. Like,
Exactly.
hey man, you give it a shot.
Exactly.
You know?
But you don't go. I won't go in and go. Like I
Yeah,
want 3,
no.
I'll buy all 3, because then it's like, what if someone comes after me and really wants it? But
No.
I can't. The point is, I can't walk by it after already seeing it and going, it's still here. Well, I'll rescue it. I'll rescue it from Walmart.
Random question, Brad, for you up in Canada. What's the scalping situation like? Do you deal with scalpers trying to buy everything
They
over
come
there?
in. Yeah, they come in. But the thing is, like, our prices here are very prohibitive. So, like a multiverse figure for you guys is $19.99 without a collectible piece, right?
Yeah.
For us here, it is $26 in Walmart, I believe, something like that. And then if you go to GameStop, then you're looking at, if you have a platinum card, then you're looking at paying like 32, something like that per figure. So it makes it makes scalping them really challenging. So we do have scalpers here, but as the prices have gone up, I have noticed a little bit less for scalpers. Like I can go into Walmart and everything that I like is still always there.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
In
that's
the last
like
2 years, it's gone steadily down.
Yeah, Walmart's nothing. There's like Cyborg and King Shazam, I think, is the only ones left
that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Walmart we have the Black Adam wave, but I never saw the Gold Label Flash or Shazam ever show up there.
No,
Walmart
I never see Gold Label at all, ever.
Oh, check Walmart's tech section. Do you check the tech section too?
Oh yeah, of course. I always do
Ours just started doing that. So I checked the toy section, then I checked the tech section, and they got multiverse in both. I'm like, what? Why do you have the Dark Knight Returns figures in the tech section, and then like other ones over here? Like just put them all together in one spot.
It's very odd when they do that. You know, it's strange.
And Target does the same thing.
Target does?
Yeah, they put like
back
the figures in 2 spots. Like with the electronics and then with the toys.
How's it going, Big Troy?
While
he was into house, so I wanted to make sure that I.
No. Let's take a look at this. Troy. Let's go back and look at some questions from the chat. Let's just.
I bought 2 of the speeding bullets.
Ooh.
Oh, see, that's a 1 purchase for me.
Yeah,
it's actually a good figure. It's a great mix of Superman and Batman. Like together.
Yeah, to me, it was just one of those, like, one of my all-time favorite stories, and I was pushing really hard to get that figure. So I don't know if it, anything came out, but I was like, hey, and they did it. So
it's an obscurity. I like it. I like the fact
that
there was a time when I was like, is Todd gonna go as deep with the obscure characters as Mattel did, because Mattel did OMAC, they did Commandy,
Yes.
right? They did
Did they
did
they do
Bwana
a
Beast.
Detective Chimp?
No.
They didn't.
There's never
Actually,
been
no one's. Yeah, you're right, Jake. No one's done one. Nobody.
We need one.
Yeah, and we need like. I think if Todd really wants to do cool stuff for conventions, then he should do box sets akin to the 5-packs that Mattel used to do. Right, so you could have like, you know, a Batman Rogues pack, and you could have like a Superman Rogues pack, or you could have like again another Legion thing. Like he could totally cash in on those things and do really cool
I
stuff.
still want that Legion 12-pack. That's like $600.
I gotta. This one's fun. Can I click on this to show it?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Oh wait, is that the one that I wanted? Oh, is it this one? There we go.
Stanky boy.
Well, you're probably right, Mr. Stanky.
I love that.
That's likely,
dude. I just love the I hope he never makes one. It's so funny now, you know.
And now it's like you can't make one. You got to keep it on.
Yeah,
not making one. So
it's awkward now to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? If he makes one, you know what he's gonna do? He's just gonna be like, you know how like sometimes he'll be like, you'll know some figures are coming out,
and
you're like, but then occasionally it's like, boom, a figure pops out, and you're like, no one said nothing about this, and there's no one else. Brad is just in the store.
There you go. Here's a question. Hey, I want all of your opinion on this question: blue Nightwing or red Nightwing?
Blue.
Always blue.
Blue. Yeah. Red was, I feel like his red era, the suit looked it was cool looking, but it was not, to me, Nightwing. It was too dark.
And it's funny because it actually makes more sense, like logically, I think, being red, because he was Robin, it's actually Bird, you know what I mean? But blue, it's just, I don't know.
If Jason, like if it was a different timeline, right, where say Dick died and Jason hadn't been bludgeoned to death, you know, almost with a crowbar and then blown up by the Joker, right? I could see if Jason took over the role of Nightwing, that would be a more Jason-esque Nightwing suit.
But it was also in Batman and Robin,
which was awesome. Like that suit. Suit was. I loved all.
They just added a cape.
Yeah. Here's a great question. Speaking of TV shows, I have a non-DC question for y'all. Have y'all watched Buffy and Angel? They're great.
I watched it religiously when it was on back in the day.
Me too. I am a huge Angel fan, huge Buffy fan. I've tried to go back, but it's hard. But it's not streaming. I don't think. I have the DVDs, and I'm like, I can't just put it on. But Brad, were you an Angel or Buffy fan, Brad?
What years are they on?
That was like
I was in 90. It was like 9 because I was in art school, so it was like 98 to like into the 2000s.
I moved out and was like a street busker with my guitar around 16, and so I was like, didn't even have TV. Like when I did get a place, I would like shack up with a couple buddies and stuff like that, and we would try to like be responsible. I never had cable. I didn't have cable again actually until, I used an antenna when I met my wife when we got married. Yeah, it was years. So no, I never got into it. It just wasn't on my radar.
I hate to go off tangent here. How did you meet your wife, Brad?
I went to this thing called Guaranteed Applause. It was like, I was always busking downtown and I was going to open mics and stuff like that. I was 20, so I had like long hair, a full head of hair. Like now it's all like not so good, but you know, I think I was somewhat of a handsome lad back then. Not overweight at all.
Still are, Brad. Still
in my prime. Well, thank you. And I went to this stage called Guaranteed Applause, and Margaret went there one night, and her friend walked up and introduced her to me, and I said hello, and we chatted for a minute, and that was kind of it. And then she started coming around downtown and hanging out with me. And I used to sit around in the coffee shops, right? So I'd busk, and then I'd go and sit in the coffee shop, and I would drink copious amounts of caffeinated beverages and eat brownies. I had a chocolate brownie every time I had my coffee break. And she just hung around, and that was it. We started caring for each other, and that was really it. It just happened. Like, you know how one day you're like, I think I love that person. Yeah. I love that person. It just happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
look at that, dude. Now you have a beautiful family, kids, a mortgage, a house.
Mortgage.
That's
No mortgage. No
no. Hey,
mortgage.
good for you. Good for
Yeah.
you. But like it.
Especially we don't rent. It's a family
Oh,
arrangement.
even better.
Yeah.
But that was a beautiful
We
story.
couldn't pay a mortgage here now. Are you kidding?
It's tough. All right.
The housing market, like the prices are so stupid, and the interest rate's going to go up. We've gotten way off topic, but yeah,
It's
you're
all
right.
right.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome, dude. Well, I'm gonna ask you next time. Ryan. Don't worry. We'll get to you, buddy. We'll get to you.
It's okay.
All right, let's go back to the topics. A few more topics to get through. Oh, this is a fun one. Accessory pack 2. Let me bring up.
Yeah, that's
share
out. That's
my-
going to be out.
Yeah, let me share.
I never
my
bought the first one.
screen.
Did you guys get the first one?
I did not. That's what I wanted to ask you guys.
I think he's going to retrieve something.
There he goes.
What is he going to get?
You know what's funny is I have it,
Yeah.
but I have never opened it.
Oh, that's
I've had-
hilarious.
I
How
got
long
it
have you
when
had
it
it?
first. I got it when it first came out.
I don't
Wow.
think you can even buy it anymore. The first one, Rob.
Oh yeah,
Really?
you can, but you got to pay out the nose for it. And you know he'll make it again.
Yeah.
The second one has me more excited though, for sure.
Oh, what
I
is
don't know,
this?
like-
Well, because look, you have Frankenstein's gun.
Oh, is that what that is?
Right?
Which one's
Yeah,
that?
with the one with the gold one above the purple one. That's Frankenstein's.
Oh, look at you, man! Look at
Yeah.
dropping the knowledge.
Yeah. That's the
What
only one
about
that I
these other
recognize.
guns?
Well, the minigun, I believe the minigun is that John Stewart's redone? Or is that the
It
one
could
that
be.
came with the clown from Spawn? We got a Harley pop gun.
Yeah.
Harley's pop gun down there.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. I don't recognize the other ones though.
Yeah, what is this like? The purple one and this blue one. It looks like it should be something, right?
Yeah.
They look very character specific.
Right?
Yeah, and maybe is the blue one intended to be Blue Beetles?
That's what I
Oh.
was wondering.
I mean,
Perhaps?
it could
But
be
his
something
looks-
for
His looks more like a hair dryer.
right.
It does.
Could it be for a different line other than DC?
Could be.
like-
I mean, a lot of those guns didn't come out with DC figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he does reuse a lot of the guns.
But
For
like
sure.
you have like the Spawn gunslinger Spawn style, like old school.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go
What does he
back.
come with?
And-
I've actually got him
Yeah, I don't know.
right here.
Those
I
are
was
like
trying to figure out-
futuristic type, and like, I mean, I don't know.
Anyone
That
in the
almost
chat?
looks
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That gun kind of looks like, I don't know, something from
Yeah.
Flash Gordon or something.
Anyone in the chat know what those guns are? Feel free to comment. I'm taking my chat all the way down to the bottom, so if you know, the purple one looks very Adam Strange like. Is-
We do need an Adam.
Is what
Strange
Ricardo
figure,
said.
though. That's a good call, Ricardo. That's a good call.
That would be a great figure, Adam Strange.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rip Hunter.
Oh yeah, Rip Hunter. Would be
That
awesome.
that would be a great figure.
Really curious what these are.
The blue one, right?
Yeah. What? I guess it could be Blue Beetle. I mean, he does have a gun like
Maybe.
that. It must be Blue Beetle.
Yeah, but his is flat on the end,
Yeah,
It is. Yeah.
right? It looks like a hair dryer.
Yeah, because I cut off the part to make it.
Yep. Martian's gun. Like the Martian from the Looney Tunes.
Hey, that was pretty good, Brad. We
Are
might
those-
have we got to workshop it a little bit more, but I like that. I see a lot of potential in that voice. These are like old school, like
Yeah, they're futuristic and old school at the same time.
Those look like what? Rugers?
Got me.
World War II guns.
yes.
Rugers? I don't
Minigun.
know.
Jason Todd could use this.
Victor says, damn, why Mr. Todd don't do that with DC figures? As in give them guns? Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Can't do it. Yeah, he's not allowed to do it. So this
Okay.
is his way of getting around that and making a gun accessory packs. He knows that we want the guns for gun specific characters, but he can't legally release them with the figures. He'll get a slap
And like
on
I
the wrist.
said, I bought this and I still have yet to like do anything.
Open it up.
I was on
I
the
think
fence about it,
There's
but I'm
Red
like,
Hood guns in there.
Yeah.
I think like the problem is that I don't take pictures like most folks do with like scenes and stuff like that. I just
All right.
showcase. So
Yeah.
there's really no need for me to do that.
hey, Toy Shiz, we got to mention Toy Shiz, man. He's in the chat.
Oh,
We
Hey man,
how's it going? We were talking about how the fact you're a workhorse. You get so much work done between YouTube and Instagram. We don't know how you do it.
He
Yeah.
I
probably
said
does
you
like
must have 7 arms. Yeah.
he's probably a really nice person too. Does like humanitarian work as well. Like he's one of those guys. Like a little much. You know what I mean? That's all
Dual
I'm saying.
Megatrons. Does the Batman 66 Freeze have a gun like that?
Ooh.
I
don't remember what
he's
had.
coming at some
Well,
point,
I've got
right?
him. I've got the Batman 66 Mr. Freeze. Let me just.
No, but I'm saying like, oh, the 66, but the one that's coming out that they premiered at
Oh yeah,
New
yeah.
York
An army of
Comic-Con.
monkeys.
That one had a freeze gun, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, it had a
Okay.
freeze gun. Yeah.
We just got the inside scoop from Mr. Shiz. He has an army of monkeys chained up.
That explains a lot.
Just train them how to take pictures and use the camera.
Do you
Uh,
dress one like Detective Chimp? Because that would be sweet.
That'd be nice.
Jonah
Although
Hex.
chimps aren't monkeys, they're apes, but yeah, whatever.
Jared says he only bought Grifter after he saw these packs. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I'll just get. I mean, I feel like I need to get it now because I missed the first one, and I was like, I kind of want it now. The first one, you know,
You know why I didn't get it? Like his shipping to Canada for that was like 40 some
Oh.
odd bucks.
Okay,
So
that's
it
still
wasn't-
good.
It wasn't worth it. Like I was like, I
Yeah.
think the pack is what, like 19.99 or something
It's like
ridiculous. or
$14.99. Yeah.
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 And the shipping was like, I just thought, why can't you just stick that in a bubble envelope?
What
You know?
I'm surprised that they don't redo the first one and then sell them together as like a set.
They
Oh,
might.
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah. Todd's pretty savvy that way.
Yeah.
Like he knows what people want in general. He doesn't always do what people want, but he knows what they want. And I think that he knows we want guns. So he might.
You know, one thing we
Nazi
need to do.
pistols.
Oh yeah, Nazi pistol.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, that's remember that we were talking about those guns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andre says Nazi pistols. That's what I was gonna say. They do look like Nazi pistols for sure.
Didn't Frankenstein use those? Maybe.
No, he's got a gun with a bat on top.
Is that the only one?
That's how I
Okay.
knew that gold one was Frankenstein's. Yeah. It has to be his. No other character I know of has a big bat on the back of his gun. Bat wings.
You know what we should do for our another tangent before the end of the year? We gotta do like our top 10 McFarlane.
Oh
figure
yeah,
list.
absolutely.
You know, we
Top
gotta
10
start thinking
McFarlane.
about
Try to
That's
catch
gonna have
up.
to be a long episode
yeah.
to get through all 10 for each person.
our top 10 McFarlane figure, or maybe top 5 for the year.
I don't know if I
No,
can
we could
beat
do a
that.
top 10. We'll just go like, okay, number 7. Who's number 7?
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
I'm gonna have to
He
get
only
really drunk
reached
before I
200
do that
figures
one.
this year.
He's done so many figures that it's like, how do you pick the top 5? Like, do you go by your favorite characters and let your personal bias?
I think so. For
Or
me,
do you
gotta be
say
biased.
which ones are just arguably
No, I'm
better because
totally
of the
biased.
approach that they took to the figure and the execution?
I kind of like your thinking on that, Brad, because you're right. If we do
Yeah.
a personal taste, like try to be objective and say like, hey, objectively,
Best
like,
is not necessarily favorite.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe we
okay.
could do best
I
and
dig
favorite.
that. Yeah. I drive with what you're putting down there, Brad. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's
I
why I
think
don't
first
put.
I'd have to look up which figures came out this year versus last year.
There is that
Yeah.
dude that does the fantastic checklists on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Without that resource, man, that guy's awesome. Shout out to whoever's doing that,
Yeah.
making those lists.
Random question, guys. What are you guys think about David Batista being Bane for the next Batman? I think that'd be awesome.
I think that would be good. I want to see the comic accurate face. The
Yep.
luchador mask.
If they did it in leather,
Yeah.
right, and made it a little bit dirty, like
Yeah.
he's like that mask has seen some shit, I think it would work. He's one of those guys that I think is born to play that role.
Yeah.
But if
He'd be
everyone
so
on the
good,
planet,
dude.
he's born to play that role, I think.
And make Bane not only like commanding and strong, but also like a thinker. Like
Mhm.
Basically, like the comic books.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like Bane
You
is
know?
like such an orchestrator
Yeah.
of for sure.
I mean, just the way he figured out. I remember very vividly when like Batman asked him like, "How did you know I'm Bruce Wayne?" He's like, "You could be no one else." Just very like matter of fact. He
Yeah.
figured it out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's so good.
And
so
then
good.
not long ago, he orchestrated that huge mess that Batman got in, right? With he and Thomas, he was trying to break the Batman again, but he was trying to break his spirit instead of his body.
Brad,
That
you're
was
you're treading into like new comic stuff. I'm like not in the loop, bro. I'm so impressed that you've been keeping up with all this. You know?
it's expensive. I have a very
Oh man.
understanding wife.
I mean, it's just like I keep up with a couple of things, but none of the monthlies really. Like the stuff I'm reading is all like the Dark Knights of Steel, like the White Knight, like all sort of like random. Like you're
Yep.
in the mainline DC, and I respect that, bro. I respect that.
Well, I wish I could collect more. Like there's so many titles. Like Flash is so important, and I haven't been collecting it. I had to knock it off my list because I couldn't afford it. Same thing. I collect one of the Green Lantern titles, but I wish that I was collecting because you're saying you're reading the what was the first one you mentioned? Not White Knight, but
The Dark Knights of
Steel. Yeah,
Here's
I
the
really want to read
volume
that.
1.
Yes,
Oh, it's
that
great,
looks,
dude.
Is it as good as it looks?
I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's really fun, and it's like it's so clean. Just coming into something with like new continuity that you're not trying to like. Yeah, it's great.
It's its own thing,
great.
right?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
exactly. It's
I love that. I love DC's new approach. They're like, here are our main titles, but we're also going to do these 6-issue arcs that aren't related
and get sequels to them.
Right, and that's fantastic because then you can jump in, read an arc. It's not connected to the main continuity, so you're not trying to figure stuff out. I think like the whole White Knight series is kind of getting into that territory now. They're on there. Let's see, they had the White Knight, Curse of the White Knight. They had a Harley series. They got another one they're having now. It's like 4 series they've had with the White Knight.
Now it's like White Knight Beyond, and it's still great. But you're right. Oh yeah, we got DC. Are you reading Dark Crisis, Brad? By the way.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'd buy all that stuff. Because I need to know if my universe that I love so much is going to change. I want to know why it changed and what's happening. So yeah, I buy all that stuff. The only one that I bought that I didn't like, and it really didn't change the universe was that much, except for Wally was what is it? The one where Wally is a murderer.
Oh, something Crisis something.
Crisis of bullshit, essentially.
Yeah, that was a weird one, man.
It had some reason. It had some interesting concepts, but what they did to Wally was like, I got to the end and I was like, really,
Wally like that?
Yeah. Do you really hate legacy characters that much that you had to like fuck with Wally like that? He's one of the bright shining stars in the entire DC universe, and you got to make him a murderer.
Dude, my opinion is like Barry Allen should have stayed dead. Hal Jordan should have stayed dead. Like Kyle and Wally, heck, by now they should have been replaced. Like I liked, like trying to have them all alive and doing stuff. They kind of write themselves into a corner. But now, what am I going to do with Wally when there's Barry?
Well, the thing is, I'm completely opposite to you. I love the idea of there being a Flash family, and a Superman family, and a Batman family. The problem is not that Barry came back. I mean, yeah, it definitely complicates things. And the problem is not that Hal came back. The problem is they need to be written properly, right? Yeah. And there've been some fantastic stories with them, but you can't bring back Barry and then sacrifice Wally on the altar of bringing back Barry. You have to honor the present and the past together. Yeah, and a good writer can do that.
They tried to do it with Bart, right? When they got rid of Wally for a minute, then they aged up Bart.
Yeah,
tried to make him, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, but and he's back as regular Bart now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
and I always hate when they age up characters so fast because it's like you don't get their due. Exactly.
Yes. Exhibit A.
I was looking so forward to seeing him as a toddler, not a toddler, but like a youthful kid, and bam, he's like a young adult.
Up. Well, the thing is, I don't mind John Kent aged up. Honestly, like it makes sense. It's cool that they gave him like a place in the DC universe that matters, right? Like so it's the Legion exists because of him. So it's like cool. So
that's great.
Yeah, like that. It's not like he sucks older, but it sucks that they aged him.
Exactly.
Right. I always thought it'd be kind of neat if they did. Why don't they have a DC universe that has a few titles where the continuity as it goes, it ages.
Yeah.
Right. So Superman and Wonder Woman, depending on which continuity you read, they won't really age that much. Takes them a long time, but Bruce will eventually age out of the role, and Hal and everyone will, right? And have a current continuity that goes year by year in real time, and then have your classic continuity that they could just keep resetting and doing whatever they want with.
One thing I observed that I don't know if you guys agree with me. I think Batman is the only character in the DC universe who's never been rebooted. If you think about it, because he's never like Dick Grayson,
slight changes.
right? Like Dick
Slight
Grayson grew up
changes.
to become Nightwing. Jason Todd, Tim Drake. Like when they did Crises in '86,
Yeah.
like Robin was still Dick Grayson, and he became Nightwing.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know what I mean? Like they've never
Bruce
really.
was still Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only time that he wasn't was when Dick took over, when Batman got sent back in time by the Omega Beams.
Exactly. Which is, I like that story a lot.
And that was that Batman something in time.
That's Final Crisis.
Well, like after Final Crisis.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
They had Battle for the Cowl.
Yep.
I believe took place after that, and then it was Dick that took over, which worked. I'm always weary though of when they take like classic characters, right?
Yeah.
And they try to get rid of them, because those are the characters that pave the way. Like you're really getting rid of a chunk of your audience when you do that. Like Dick is great, but when you have no more Bruce, and then we have to just live with that, and now it's Dick as Batman, it's like that's a tough pill to swallow, because like Bruce is one of our heroes.
Yeah.
And they just got rid of him. It's like, really? You had to do him like that? The Batman mantle is what it is because of Bruce, and you just like, there's your ass, bye.
But how many times does Dick have, like, Batman? Like, he was in the 90s, he was Batman.
Yeah.
Prodigal.
Short time.
Prodigal.
Yeah.
Prodigal. Ah. All right.
And that didn't work, and they brought him back.
Let's segue back to our last topic, then come back to the questions. We're already at the hour, guys. Look at this. Flying by.
I'm having fun.
Always
I
having fun.
I love this.
Christmas wish. I spelled that wrong.
I'm
gonna, you know what?
We're not gonna share that.
Hold on a sec. I was waiting for a typo. There we go.
Yay.
Christmas wish list. So this topic's a little obscure. Rob,
I'm the one drinking the whiskey, and you misspelled wish. Let the record show.
I'm a bad speller. I am a bad speller. Rob, take this one away, sir.
Okay, so I have too many hobbies, like from camera equipment to guitars, to actually action figures and comic book related stuff. As far as the comic stuff, I'm trying to decide, do I want to get the Mezco Golden Age Batman?
Which one?
That's the black one, just because it's cheaper. I like the blue one better for Golden Age, but like I don't want to spend the extra cash when I really don't care about Two-Face.
I will say that Two-Face is so cool. I didn't want a Two-Face, but man,
Rob, that Two-Face is the shit.
Yeah, but
it is a great figure.
It's not accessible on the first market. Like you have to go secondary market for that, right?
Yeah, you know what? If you don't pre-order, side note, hit eBay right when it comes out. There are sellers who, they're not scalpers. They're selling it for the market price. So they get the product somehow too, just like a comic shop or like a whatever. And then they sell it on eBay for the price. So see how that says $95?
Yeah.
Right there. There will be people day one on eBay selling that for $95, $100.
My problem is like,
so
whether
you
it be
don't
my
necessarily have
wife,
to pre-order it. Pardon?
Or a mother-in-law or my mom or somebody that I say like, hey, get this for me. They need to be able to go and order this somehow. So
you trust people to get you figures?
I do.
You're a loving man. You're a loving man, Rob.
My wife got me the Mondo Mr. Freeze for Father's Day the one year.
Wow. I trust no one. I don't trust anyone to get me figures. I'm like, oh, it's mine. Margaret's like, I never know what to get you because you get all the figures yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what?
No, I like the look,
but...
and I always prefer the black and gray anyway. So I
mean, this is beautiful, dude. I mean, look at this. This is like,
I'd pilfer it. I'd pilfer it.
Yeah.
I would pilfer it. I would put a different head on there and pouch belt. See, that's why I can't buy it, because I would pilfer that for parts, and it would be $95 for parts, and I would in a heartbeat do it.
Quality parts, though. Quality parts.
Yeah.
Awesome. Look at that cape.
And I think like maybe the 5-pack that I didn't get yet.
That looks good.
The Amazon 5-pack.
Oh, the Batman. Yeah, that's a good 5-pack. There's so much good stuff in there.
It's a great 5-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff is like reuse, but I actually prefer the blue tone on the Nightwing more than the regular release.
Yeah, it does look nice.
Don't like the Nightwing head, but the Damian head is good, and the paint job on that Damian's better. Yeah, the fantastic blue and gray Batman, which is which is good. If you really want to paint the trunks blue and put a different belt on there, you can do that. But yeah, and then the Batgirl is like, I did like a swap, right?
Yeah, I saw
the original one. Yeah, and so like it actually there's so much value in that pack. I hope you get that for Christmas.
You should get it.
Yeah, they probably still have them in stock on Amazon.
I think it's down to like $89 actually.
Yeah,
really.
A lot of people they're like, oh, it's got a lot of reused figures. I won't buy it.
Yeah,
those are the best.
People like us.
While we're on the Mezco site, what did you guys think about this Mezco Robin?
I pre-ordered first day.
Oh yeah. The second I saw it, I was like, oh.
Wow, hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it looks awesome. Yeah, and think of like,
I mean, I wish it was Tim, but it's still it's awesome. Yeah,
Tim doesn't get enough love. I can only hope. You know what though? Honestly, I don't care if no one else does Tim, as long as Mafex does it as part of their hush line. That's it, because they're gonna do it perfect. It's gonna be 6-inch scale. I'm never gonna need another Tim. Of course I will buy another Tim. The McFarlane one eventually will likely come out based on the sculpt to be classic, but that'll be like the be all but end all Tim for me. But this is a great Damian.
Dude, I didn't know that he came with this bow and arrow. That is like, wow, that is a sweet bow and arrow.
How many heads does he come with? Like, you don't got to rush through the pictures, but when we get there, like, I'm just curious. I can't remember. I pre-ordered them too, but I can't. I got a brain like a spaghetti colander.
Look,
I do like the hood.
Blah. Sorry. I will never use that face. Only in the video, and then it goes in the head box.
Here we go. I guess only 2.
Or 3. The mask goes on there.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Okay, so you got a straight
face.
Is
it 2 or 3?
It looks like 3. Yeah,
it should
3.
Yeah. Oh, see, so then you can use one of the head portraits for the figure. You can put the other straight face one on the McFarlane, and the angry one you can leave in the box.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about my Brandon Routh Superman. I got to show this guy off a little bit.
It looks good, dude.
The body proportions are phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, although it's phenomenal.
Did you see the guy on Instagram that customized it?
No, I haven't seen that.
He customized the body so it's a little bit more Brandon Roth's body proportions, and he made the suit. He shadowed it, like he put a bit of shading. Dude, that figure looks mint, but I didn't think it, but it can actually look even better.
Dude, these customizers these days, you amongst them, is insane what they do.
10 years ago, these people didn't exist. Like, I never saw them. We were just kit bashers. Like, I'll put the head from this one on this one, and it's good. A little bit of painting here and there, and all of a sudden, it's been like people are casting heads, like printing them at home and like painting them and like selling them, like just making capes. I just can't. I can't keep up. Like,
it's crazy. It is crazy.
It just means I have stuff to buy.
Yeah.
So, Christmas wish list. Rob, we got one from you. Brad, give us one of your items that you're eyeing for Christmas, or that you think would be good for DC folks.
Well, if you're a Superman fan, like I am, and if you're watching my channel, then there's a good chance you can at least sympathize with my Superman love. That Mezco 1/12 classic Superman looks like it's going to be fantastic. The accessories it comes with. Can you pull that up there, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, that's so.
There we go. I do want to point out this picture looks better than what we saw on display, I believe, at a New York Comic-Con, because notice how that S on his chest, there's no black outlines. See that?
Yes.
But this is a Photoshop manip. Like they've done some stuff here, right?
Yeah, I wish that it didn't have that black S.
Right, sure. And the real one, the real version, unless they make any last minute changes, they've got the black outlines like a t-shirt. And I hate the black outlines around the S. I hate it. It's so
why did they do that? This looks great. I mean, the accessories are insane.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They got the Phantom Zone projector, they got all the kryptonite, they got the freeze stuff there, right?
The Phantom Zone projector.
Yeah, like Black Mercy. Like, this is gonna be probably one of the best Superman figures ever. It comes with a square metric butt ton of heads.
You could probably use the Black Mercy with the McFarlane stuff too.
Yeah, it's the right size. Yeah, the Mattel one, I use it. It was a bit small. It doesn't work that well. Yeah, that picture there, the other one. Nope.
Oh yeah.
Other side. It shows you all the heads it comes with. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus the one where you can attach the heat vision into the head. So
hey,
8.
look,
Is that 8? Comes with 8 heads.
That's awesome.
And he's got a smirk. It's not a smile exactly. It's a smirk.
But it's positive. It's pleasant.
Yes.
No, I think that this kind of has a John Byrne style to his face.
Yes,
Ooh.
I said that, and also viewers when I did the news on it, people in the comments section were saying that it reminds them of John Byrne for sure. And I feel like they maybe got the body proportions of this right, because Mezco 112, they have a habit of making like large heads, and stubby bodies. When the reality is they should just make the necks a bit thinner and the heads a bit smaller, and it's great.
And the cape is just the perfect length too. Like this is Superman's length cape. I don't like when it's like too long. Yeah,
and not too short.
Yeah.
That looks perfect. But the thing is, that's not the final product.
Yeah.
The final product is on people have taken pictures at New York Toy Fair, and it is slightly different. That S is saddening, but I ordered 2 of those. So I would say that is one of my wish lists, but it comes out in January. Yeah. I love getting a Superman figure for Christmas, because it all goes back to when I got the Superpowers collection Superman for Christmas.
Yeah.
As I relive that every time. So that one's on my wish list. What else? If the blue and gray Hush Batman comes out by then from McFarlane, that would be on my Christmas wish list. I'll probably need like 3 of those. One to keep, one to customize, and I don't know. I'll just need 3. I'm a greedy
4 or 5. Yeah, you're gonna do a lot of
it depends
on a lot of customizing.
Yeah, depends on what kind of customizing I do. So that's definitely on the wish list. I don't know. What else have I been looking at? Christmas Miracle, 89 Keaton Batman from Mezco 112.
Oh, now you're talking, bro.
I want that to get released. I didn't even pre-order it, and I'm like, I don't care. I'll cut off one of my toes and sell one of my internal organs. I don't need that much. And
I feel like though
it's just to buy it.
It's almost like if they ever do release it, like I mean, we haven't even seen any production samples, right? Like of how it's actually gonna look. So I'm like,
I thought we did.
Did we?
I thought one of the conventions. It was. I thought one of the.
Oh, you're right. You might be right.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that, and it looked. The only thing I don't like about it is the production one that I saw. The cape was like sticking out. I thought that's not. I've seen more than one time actually. It looks great. Like if it looks like that, that's awesome. I took some stuff off my pre-order list, and actually, unfortunately, Beast Kingdom has the Batman and the Joker from '89. I took those off my pre-order list because we got slammed so hard with so many pre-orders from like every toy line that I collect. I can't keep up, so I unfortunately had to take them off. So
I'm happy
technically they're on there too.
I'm happy McFarlane slowed down on the pre-orders the last month. Like it felt like every weekend, every week there was a new figure being announced. It's nice to have a little break.
Yeah,
it's nice to have a little break.
Well, I think it was because they were ramping up for Christmas, and now that Christmas is coming, they're like, okay, now you can get these figures.
Do you find gents think that Mr. Toddy Boy will get the Hush Batman, the dead man, and along with like Superboy and the Joker and the Eradicator? Do you think he'll get any of those out before Christmas?
My gut says no.
Yeah, I feel like we might get like Dead Man, and well, actually, I take that back. Anything that's been you could pre-order, maybe. If the pre-order has been announced by now, then yes. But I don't think any of those have come. Or have
because we would see it.
Oh, they're
in
Target
Asia,
exclusives.
I would think, right?
Yeah,
Target exclusives.
If they were on the McFarlane website, I would say a good possibility. But being Target exclusives or Walmart exclusives, I'm thinking it's gonna be dicey.
I'm gonna check the McFarlane Toy Store. I refresh that page. I don't know why it's not currently up, but I refresh that page usually multiple times, because you know what I found? Sometimes things that are on pre-order end up on the McFarlane. It's nothing there. End up on the McFarlane Toy Store's website before the pre-orders are filled for like other places as well. It's just like random. It'll say, oh, this is due at this point, and then the stuff actually shows up on the website a little bit sooner.
Why do you tell people your secret, man?
What are you doing, bro?
Because I'm a sharing
God.
person. But the thing is, here's the key. Those of you listening, this is important. Here's the key. I will usually find stuff randomly put on there between 11 and 12. My time, so EST. So
Yeah.
that translates differently to wherever your time zone is. And I'll just be like, wow, oh, it's right there. And I have a small mini heart attack and pre-order it.
Yeah.
Like, boom, so not pre-order, it's in stock and I just order it and pay.
That
like,
happened to
no
me
shipping.
for the 2-pack with Booster Gold.
Yeah, no,
I saw
exactly.
it. Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that before it was actually announced.
I mean, the nice thing is, it's not like Taylor Swift tickets. At least when it goes up to pre-order, you can grab them.
The Ticketmaster.
You don't break Ticketmaster. You know,
they're crooks. That's a whole other can of worms.
That's
they're
the
just
show.
crooks.
I have to get going. I'm sorry because it's 20 past the hour. But let's take some questions though, if you guys. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brad. But
no, it's fine.
You guys want to wrap it up with like a few more questions? What do you think?
Sure.
Are you getting Mezco Constantine shipping soon? I'm not sure who that's directed at. Love of the game. I never pre-ordered them because I was broke that day.
Yeah.
And so if you pre-order things with PayPal, they make you pay for it all in one go. And if you pre-order with your credit card, then you just pay the deposit. And whenever something like that comes up, half the time I'm actually broke on that day, so I can't pay the $20 some odd deposit. So I didn't pre-order Constantine, but I will be on the lookout for him on eBay for one of those sellers that, gets him for the price.
Yeah.
They're not scalpers. I've mentioned that before in past videos.
I skipped him for now. I'll see.
You skipped Constantine?
I know. I'll wait for Brad's review and then I'll make a decision.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, you're gonna buy him.
I'm not a completist, so I only get my core figures that I want.
Yeah. If you're not a huge Constantine fan, then sure.
Oh, I love Constantine. But here's a good one. What do you think will be the future of the Tomorrowverse? Especially they just show the Legion of Superheroes trailer. So I did just watch the Jon Stewart movie. Have you guys seen that? The animated one?
Not yet.
Dude,
it was good in a not accurate kind of way.
Right?
Yeah.
I was shocked they had the Rand-Thanagarian War. That's what the whole movie was.
I know. Isn't that
not what I was thinking?
They're just like, let's just put a bunch of stuff in there. But I can appreciate the fact they're building a new universe.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right? Like I saw the trailer. I think it looks fun.
Yeah.
I take the animated stuff for what it is. I know it's not going to be completely comic accurate. So I don't get that upset. I'm just like, oh, they're doing a thing. It looks fun.
I do miss like the original animated universe, which was all random shit. You know what I mean? It was just like
before the connected one.
Yes. I like the connected one.
It wasn't really a universe, though, was it? Like you had a Grand Legion movie, you had a Wonder Woman, you had Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah.
You had the like Japanime versions.
Yeah.
Short stories.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I was actually, I was more excited that they built a universe that was coherent.
Here's why. It was when they did the connected universe, right? And they did the Death and Return of Superman again. They still couldn't do it like the way it should have done, but now they're trying to like make it into this universe, fit it into this universe they already created.
Yeah.
It's like,
I thought they did a pretty good job, though.
They did.
Same thing with Hush. Like, okay, no Tim, for example.
Right.
Which sucked. But I did like the fact that they fit it into the existing universe.
Yeah.
Which is that's got to be challenging, right? To try and make all these classic stories that exist like pre.
Yeah, especially because like Superman was wearing the new 52 style like suit at the time.
Their take on it, yeah.
And like the one thing that always upsets me with that they miss out in the return of Superman is the whole Mongol angle with Green Lantern.
City.
They left that right out.
And I'm like, that's such a if you're gonna add anything that you have to add, take out the monsters and all the other stuff that nobody cares about.
Well, but they could totally have had they could have had another movie that came off of the Death and Return of Superman.
Yeah.
Involving Hal Jordan. They could have very easily done that if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
And it would have been a lot of fun. You could have had Parallax in the whole bit.
I think they want to keep it so that you don't know what's going to happen, but at the same time, fans just want page for panel of just animated.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
I would still pay for that, but
Well, I would love to have it like panel for panel, but it's impossible to do that when you're building this universe that amalgamates so many timelines. I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
If you watch
but yeah,
if you watch that Superman short, the 75th anniversary short,
yes,
they did
Yeah,
like that animation they did for the Death in Return. So
Yeah.
perfect.
so
Yeah.
good.
So perfect. It looks
Yeah, I
so
loved it.
good.
Did you guys ever? I know you're American, but did you ever see the old Zellers Batman and Robin cartoons?
Which
Yeah.
one was that?
Zellers Toyland.
I don't think so.
Something where the lowest price is the law.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I know what you're talking about.
I always wish that they would do a Batman and Robin cartoon that looked just like that in that style of animation.
Yeah.
It would
See,
have
for
been
me,
legendary.
like what is it? The Sears Superman from
Ruby
the
Sears, or-
89.
yeah.
That I love that animation. And the Galactic Guardians superpowers animation was phenomenal.
Sears. I haven't
Here.
left the Sears. I don't remember. I remember there was there was the no smoking Superman animation, right?
You'll
where
see it.
when it gets nicotine.
one.
Oh, are you talking about
Ruby
Spears?
Spears.
I thought you said
Yeah.
Sears. It's like a promotional
Did I say
thing.
Sears? I meant Spears.
I love Sears.
You might have
man.
said Spears, and I might have
I'm more
misheard
for
you. Yeah.
Sears.
I've got 2 copies of that DVD because
Yeah. I
figured
love
that
this
one
one.
would get
I
scratched.
watched it religiously when it was out in 89.
Yeah,
And
it was,
to have it like the animation is just amazing.
it's treasure.
Yeah.
That
It's
Sears is
comic
treasure.
it's comic like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's and the Galactic Guardians Super Friends. That
that was
animation's phenomenal.
Yeah, that last season of Super Friends that tied into the superpowers.
Yeah.
That animation, they changed the style up
Yes.
in the last season to look more buff, like bodybuilders and like the figures. That's my favorite season too. I've got that on DVD.
Well, that's a great
My
one.
kids watched it. Yeah.
Look at Rob at
Yeah.
the ready with the content. Just he just got it.
Have you seen the entire final season of Superpowers?
Dude, I never watched. Years ago.
Do yourself
Like,
a favor and watch it now. It's worth it.
Okay.
Wonder Woman, like every episode.
Oh yeah.
It's cool to see Darkseid and
Yeah,
like
it is.
Desaad and Parademons and stuff.
So the last
know,
season of Superpowers, you're saying
Mhm.
that's the
last
one to
season.
watch.
Yeah, they never did anything after that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they had
Galactic Guardians.
Super Friends had like a very specific animation style for most of its time. And
Yeah.
then they were like, let's change it. Boom. The last season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, I gotta watch this like tonight. Like
Why didn't
seriously?
they do
Oh, sorry.
it's totally worth it. Someone asked
Yeah.
why they didn't do a Superman Exile adaptation.
That's the one where he
Good
after
question.
he. I mean, that's a great story. That's a great like
He
late.
thinks he's killed Zod,
Right. Then
but he
goes
shoots him
into
into the
space.
Phantom Zone. And he
Yeah.
also, I believe before that, that was the whole gangbuster thing.
Yes, he has personality disorder.
Yeah,
and
so he thinks that he's
Gangbuster.
not fit. But
Right.
but it had really like he was being manipulated, and so he goes off world because he thinks he's a danger, and that leads into him fighting on Warworld. Yeah, no, Victor, I don't know. I can assume they didn't do the Exile adaptation because to do it justice, like I don't know, they'd have to do a lot to build up to
Yeah.
him wanting to leave the Earth to keep everyone safe. And there were so many cool parts. Like he went to a planet one time. I don't know if you guys have remember, but one of my favorite part of Exile, aside from
Is it the farming one?
Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. He's on the planet.
So good.
He's like,
so good.
I can settle down here, and he irrigates the whole chunk of Earth there. And he's like, I built a house, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, it's like, as the planet rotates, it wrecks everything he did, and he's like, shit, and he puts the
So
thing
good.
back on, and off he goes.
That's a great thing about that era of Superman comics. Like the cast, you're interested in the cast. Like
Yeah,
and it was
Yeah.
and like the stories were so good.
Yeah, the best era of DC, in my opinion, is post Crisis to Flashpoint. That's my favorite era of DC Comics, because all the stories that are like the legendary stories,
Yeah.
were told then in that era.
I can agree with that. I think I like New 52,
Yeah.
but I do like Rebirth quite a bit.
Yeah,
But
Now,
how many iconic stories came out of that in
Yeah, no,
comparison
you're
to
right.
pre-Flashpoint?
now
That's true.
Sinestro War was that?
That was before Flashpoint.
The pre-Flashpoint.
But then, but then they still had stories because it was like Flashpoint didn't truly reboot Green Lantern.
Yeah, you're right. It didn't.
No.
So
well,
there was still a lot of good stories from that. But yeah,
I like this question. Totally thank you, boy, because I know me and Brad disagree on this one. Brad and I, because I actually love this era. I love that Truth era where I love that story.
It was fun.
Yeah,
I remember thinking, Lois, you're a bitch. I was like, Lois, why did you do that?
So good. I love. Oh,
it was fun. It was fun storytelling. But I'm gonna say that I was definitely very happy when it ended. Then it was like, oh, he's got kryptonite poisoning. Oh, he's dying. Now my Superman's back. Like, it was such a weird.
That was great when he came back. But then what really annoyed me was when Bendis came and did the whole. Got rid of the identity when they just did that story like 2 years earlier. I felt like they did it better 2 years earlier, in my opinion.
Was that the Up and Away storyline?
I think so. Yeah. That was
with the is it Adam or Andy Kubert that drew? It was Adam, right?
I honestly couldn't read Bendis. Like, I didn't like it. Like
Up and Away. That was like a self-contained thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. Up and Away was good, actually. That's how he goes out into space to save a little girl. It's like the whole thing.
That was Tom King, though, wasn't it? Was that Bendis?
No, isn't Up and Away when he became just Clark Kent, and that was Adam Kubert drawing that?
I don't remember now. I'm drawing a blank. I remember him having his identity wrecked in the New 52.
Yeah,
and he rode a motorbike and got his Superman T-shirt from like a store.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Put it on. It was interesting, but it was like, oh fuck, this is good. I didn't like the fact that the world. I still don't. I'm not comfortable with the fact that the world knows that John Kent and Lois Lane is Superman. Like the whole thing, they handled it. I feel like they handled it better now.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was necessary. That's where I stand with that.
Is he still? Does everyone know he's Clark Kent still in the current continuity?
Yeah, continuity. Everyone knows that he's Clark.
Dude, I'm sorry, that is BS. Like,
I know, right?
Dude, Clark Kent is like so great. I mean, that's one of the reasons I love Superman, because of this guy. He's Clark Kent. He's in disguise.
We love superheroes for the secret identity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The whole truth storyline. Oh.
John tried to go in Superman, Son of Kal-El. John tried to go to high school, right? And he's got his like wig on, like whatever, and glasses. He's trying to like pretend he's not John Kent, and of course that lasted like all of like half the issue. But I remember thinking like, man, like I'm not down with that, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't make any logical sense, because there are criminals out there that are so evil and violent that they will find a way eventually to kill Lois.
Oh,
right.
Absolutely.
And Ma and Pa Kent.
They're gonna get to her.
Batman already failed. He had this like thing set up around the Kent farm to alert them and to protect the Kents. And bam, like someone smashed I forget who it was. Someone smashed into the Kent house and like destroyed it, and they had to rebuild it. It's like, so obviously they're always in danger, right? I hope that they fix this. I hope that they change that with the new story arc after Dark Crisis.
It's not the same. And guys, I'm sorry, I have to go. It's we're an hour and a half.
It is that time, eh?
Wow.
It's good. Leave them wanting more. Or I don't know. That's
Up in the Sky is Tom King. Yeah, he wrote it. Yeah.
So, guys, final announcement about DC Infinite Book Club. We will be reading Hush in 2 weeks, or we're going to read it and talk about it in 2 weeks. So, if you guys in the commenters want to join us, we would love it. Some people asked if we talked about Kevin Conroy. We did about 45 minutes ago. So please go back and
we talked about Toy Shiz.
Talked about Toy Shiz. Yep. You know, guys, to our audience, thanks so much for watching us. I mean, we're at 74 people. That's like crazy.
That's pretty awesome.
You know,
it's just fun that there are 74 people that are interested in our average viewpoint. And then just like what it really says is that they're DC fans. And so we have this shared passion where
absolutely.
It's fun to hear people talk about DC because we don't hear it enough.
We do not
online.
Yeah.
And I do want to answer.
And not in a positive way.
Right.
Did you like Superman's Bendis run? At times, yes, and at times no.
Yeah.
No.
It depends. Because there were some good moments. but there were also some like things that sucked about it.
Next
Just
to
leave it
J.
at that.
Michael Straczynski, who I was like so excited to come and do Superman after his epic Thor run, like they were both super disappointing on Superman, in my opinion.
Should we answer Spider Dude? He's
Yeah, we
asking
should.
Yeah.
because he's asking
Go
a
for
pretty
it.
big question. One more question: as
Ooh.
YouTubers, do you have any advice for me as a smaller creator? Because I'm thinking of switching to this type of content. Make your content snappy, make it fun. People want to be entertained, and if you're doing figure reviews, be honest and be informative. Those would be the things above all else. Be
And I would
yourself.
say if you can niche down, that always helps.
Yeah,
Like if you're known for something like us for DC or something.
yeah. We're a
And
niche of a niche.
And consistency is gonna win. So like if you're gonna do it, you got to do it like every day, every week, whatever you do, you have to keep doing it. Because like the moment you try it for 2 weeks, stop for 5 months,
Yeah.
like you will not survive. You have to keep at it, because then you get practice. Like
Yeah.
you get to refine your style.
Make sure your content is the best it can be, though. Don't upload until you're absolutely content with your content, because if you upload 10 videos in 10 days and they're they're not your best work, and people come to your video and they click off like fairly quickly, then the YouTube algorithm will remember that. So you can be consistent and not put out content that people really like to see. So I would say if it takes you 3 days to edit a video that is your best work, then upload every 3 days, or upload the same days, 2 times a week or whatever is what I would say.
But one caveat to that, I will say, don't feel like, because you watch videos like Brad, and I was intimidated by watching Brad's videos because they're so good. They're so his editing, his freaking graphics, his voice, like everything is professional quality. And honestly, he's very intimidating. Dude, he's so freaking good. So don't feel intimidated by that though.
No, be you.
Not Brad. Yeah, like just in general, don't feel like you spend all this money.
No,
you
be
get, like,
you.
a camera. Yeah, you be. But Brad's absolutely right. Make sure it's quality though.
If you got start with a phone, if what you got's a phone.
That's what I use. I use a phone.
Make sure your products are well lit. That'll be half the battle. You light your products with a nice, clean light, not something dirty and yellow. Clean light, and that's half the battle right there. For sure.
So we say niche down. It's an interesting thing because you have guys like Toy Shiz, right? He covers everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's why he's a machine.
He's a machine. I think Toy Shiz is rarefied air though, like who can cover so many different lines and be that popular. I think kind of like what Brad was talking about, like, and Rob, like, I think if you're more specific, you'll be able to grow that audience. What do you guys think? I'm sorry.
Yeah, like if it's DC, then you by all means do McFarlane, Mattel, and DC Direct and all that.
Yeah.
I dabble in Spider-Man and Marvel Legends, but not to the extent of some people. But again, we can cross-pollinate with like anything McFarlane, I feel.
Cross-pollinate.
But like you just have to know, like, I know that my He-Man stuff doesn't always do as well because I'm known for DC. So you just kind of have to feel out what you're known for and what you want to find. So.
Well, when I say a niche of a niche, it's like the niche is like action figures, and the niche in a niche is I picked one specific brand. I picked DC. So for me, that's the niche. But it's not just action figures. Technically, the channel's like movies and TV shows. I don't do them as much. It's mostly figures because I'm just too busy to do anything else. So you find something that you're passionate about and that you love, and you do that. It's a pity because action figure reviewing, for anyone watching, is a rat race. Yeah, if you're just trying to get views, it really is. There's people that will sit their stuff down in front of the camera and they just get the video out as fast as they possibly can because they're trying to be the first one to get it up. And that does not always guarantee the algorithm that you will be one of the top. It just means you're the first. That's all it means. And it's better to take your time and do something really good and then build your audience slowly rather than having a whole bunch of people know who you are, put the content up really fast and it's not so good. Then the algorithm stops suggesting you to new people. You just end up shooting yourself in the foot. But it's a rat race. And so everyone tries to get the new figures as fast as they possibly can. There's nothing wrong with doing it sometimes. Even I do that sometimes, just like the algorithm remembers. But in general, that's not how I work. And I would
And-
suggest anyone starting YouTube don't work that way because it's so stressful.
And the
Right.
part that sucks the most is the articulation part.
It
That's
does
why
tend to be a
I
little boring.
stopped. Because like I was
Yeah.
just like, I don't want to deal with this. Like it takes up
God.
too much time.
Why don't you talk more about okay, I really got to go, but let's do this. This is a great topic. Let's bring it back up. And for those of you asking, like, hey, why are Rob and Ahsoka giving advice on our YouTube channels? Our Instagram have healthier followings. So
Yeah.
They
I
do.
think in our next episode, let's do a whole segment on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube from our perspective. On
Ooh, I don't do TikTok at all.
I dabble in it. I dabble
dabble,
in it.
but
My
not
wife
that
has
much.
100,000 followers on TikTok.
Or what about the Vero?
Get out.
She does, and she does PowerPoint videos, PowerPoint tutorials, and like,
Wow.
dude, I swear to God. So we'll talk. All right, I gotta go.
All right.
Let's wrap it up, guys. Thank
Thank
you
you
again
all.
for watching. Thank you, Brad and Rob. You guys are beautiful human beings.
It
And
was
do
so
we have-
fun coming here.
Always fun, guys. Look at this,
Yeah.
hour and a half, almost 2 hours just flew by once again. So, all right,
We
guys.
need to add an S to the infinite hour.
Hours.
Plural. Yeah.
Guys, take care.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.